sector.
Station 1 right
active
now.
shooter. Unknown how many acknowledged at this time. One caller is advising lots of blood.
System 43, you're causing active shooter.
10-4, so far that's what we have. We're trying to get further.
Footage of the scene of the horrific shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School has been released by police in Connecticut. The footage is part of documents from the investigation into the massacre in which 20 children and 6 adults lost their lives. The car of the shooter, former pupil Adam Lanza, can be seen in the parking lot, along with a rifle found near to the vehicle. Another car is also shown, strewn with bullet holes. Police also released images from Lanza's home, showing his bedroom with ammunition on the shelves. The release of the footage comes a month after the State Division of Criminal Justice released a report saying that gunman Lanza acted alone and that his motive may never be known.
Myself and 92, check the perimeter of the school. Hello. To the party in custody. Hello. 4901.
Okay, so the gym teacher told me they saw shadows going past the gym.
Just now?
Yes.
Stage up, you're in the front. We'll go from there.
All right. Now, are they running on the outside or the inside?
I would say that was the outside.
We ran down to the firehouse. There was a man pinned down to the ground with handcuffs on.
They did walk a guy out of the woods. I saw him walk a guy out earlier with handcuffs. He walked by us and said he didn't do it.
It was a grown man.
A grown man, yeah. He's sitting in the front of the police car over there now. So, I mean...
He didn't have a gun?
No, I didn't see any gun. Just had him handcuffed. And he walked by us and looked into parents' eyes and said, I didn't do it.
How was he dressed?
Camo pants with a dark jacket.
Comes to receiving the idea or the word that there may have been a second shooter, what is it that makes law enforcement believe that is a possibility?
Well, they have an individual in custody who they're talking to, and I am told they are looking at this person as possibly a second shooter. Now that changes the dynamic here a little bit, which goes from, if in fact this turns out to be confirmed, it goes from a lone gunman scenario where somebody has this argument with society and wants to take revenge against the most defenseless people in society, to a team of individuals who have gotten together and conspired to do something like this. Now, it's not that we haven't seen that before. I mean, as Bob Orr reminded us, if you go back to Columbine and you see Dylan and Klebold, Harris and Klebold, Dylan Harris and Klebold, you know, we've seen where people get together and act together because they feel isolated or aggrieved together. And this may be one of those cases where two people got together and made a horrific...
Where do you go with this in terms of how they explain how he went from someone they knew and loved to somebody who could do something so monstrous?
There's a lot of disconnects, and there's a lot of unknowns, and there's a lot of things that quite frankly don't add up or seem implausible. She was never involved in shooting. She's probably about 90 pounds, so it's unlikely she could even carry a weapon or wear some type of a vest or do any of this. Where the couple was found, from what I understand, is that they were handcuffed, lying face down in this truck, shot up. There's a lot of things that just don't make sense. You know, no one has ever seen Saeed with any of the things that with some of the things they found on the scene, they haven't seen him with them.
Like what?
The pipe bombs, for example. No one had ever seen him use or have anything like that, and it just doesn't make sense for these two to be able to act like some kind of Bonnie and Clyde or something. It's just ridiculous. It doesn't add up. They don't have the military skills to carry out something like this, really.
Well,
frankly.
Authorities go back and forth on whether or not this shows sophistication or lack of sophistication in terms of how it was carried out. But are you saying that you're not sure that they did this?
I'm just telling you straight out that it doesn't make sense. It looks like if somebody had military training or something, yes, but there was none of that. And this person was not aggressive. We sat with the FBI for 3 hours, and they tried to identify some characteristics or some affiliations that he might have had that could have led him to act in this way, and they couldn't find anything. They were totally stumped, totally frustrated. You know, in the media, some have said that it may be work-related, like he was disgruntled in some way, but really everyone is clueless because there's nothing that would characterize him to act in this manner.
Where I was at right here, we seen there was 3 white men in military fatigues taking off.
What were they driving?
It was a black Impala,
yeah,
like SUV, or yeah.
You think that they might have been the shooters?
Yeah. The way they were driving, yeah. Yeah.
And how many shots did you hear?
Oh, a lot. It was a lot. It sounded like, like I said, it sounded like a gun range, just shots going off like crazy. It was a lot of shots.
What's your first name?
Juan.
Juan, what's your last?
Hernandez.
All right, thank you so much, Juan.
But all afternoon, authorities had been looking for up to 3 suspects. One person of interest was seen fleeing the scene.
I don't have any information on who that person is yet, and we certainly do not know if they were involved. It's possible that they were not.
One of the witnesses today is Sally Abdelmajid, who works at the Inland Regional Center, the building where the attack took place. She saw the attackers enter the building, and we spoke to her by phone.
I heard shots fired, and it was, from an automatic weapon. So, it's very unusual. Why would we hear shots? As we look out the window, a second set of shots goes off, and it's just pop, 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 pop. And we saw a man fall to the floor. Then we just looked, and we saw 3 men dressed in all black military attire with vests on. They're holding assault rifles, and they opened up the door to building 3, and one of them opens up the door to building 3. He starts to shoot. He just shoots all over into the room. That's the room that we typically have conferences in. We just heard more gunshots go off. I got my phone. I reached for my phone. I called 911, and I just hid under my desk. I didn't see any more. I just heard more gunshots go off as I was talking to the dispatch. We went into my manager's office, locked the door, barricaded it. We heard running and things happening upstairs. About 30 minutes later, someone came to the door, knocked on the door, but we didn't obviously answer, and then another 15 minutes later someone came and took us into a secure room.
Ms. Abdelmajid, can you describe to me in as much detail as you can, what did the gunman look like?
I couldn't see his face. He had a black hat on, and from my view, all I could see was just a black hat and black long-sleeve shirt, possibly gloves on. He had black cargo pants on, the kinds with the zippers on the sides and the big puffy pockets. He had a huge assault rifle, and he had extra ammo. He was coming ready for something to reload. I don't know. He had like magazines. I couldn't see what else. I just saw three dressed exactly the same.
You're certain that you saw three men?
Yes. It looked like their skin color was white. They looked like they were athletic build, and they appeared to be tall.
And of course, we've just learned that one of the suspects was actually a woman.
I think they didn't stay long. So he didn't go outside that room.
He went to the room, did
The
it,
room,
left.
that's it.
Wasn't looking for people or hunting people down or anything.
No, he was just spraying bullets everywhere.
When you found out that it was Syed, what was your reaction to that?
I shouted. I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I knew that around 7 p.m. here. I've been home by then. I came back around 7. Somebody called. I don't know what they called. They told me it was Saeed. Said, no, it's not him. I told them about it. It's quiet. It's not. Doesn't make any trouble. Right now, I'm home. That's what I know.
You said your car is still there?
Yes.
And your cell phone?
Yeah, my cell phone, the work phone, county equipment, my jacket, down over there.
Still at the crime scene?
Yeah.
The investigation expanding to this home in nearby Redlands, California, that authorities believe is connected to the shooting.
Going to use a robot and probably tactical vehicles to go up to this house. And the reason why is there's been discussions all day about potential explosives. Even the police chief mentioned there might be a pipe bomb.
Did you see people with the guns?
Yes, they're wearing all black.
Can you see them anymore?
No, I'm on the floor.
The suspect possibly, all three of them fled in a black SUV.
And still searching for the killers.
The suspects have fled, potentially in a dark-colored SUV.
The shooters in the black SUV had made a clean getaway, seen on this traffic surveillance video, making a U-turn and then driving at a normal speed, right by police cars in the opposite lanes, which were rushing to the scene.
Haven and Arrow, 3 males in a black SUV.
And then he got on the phone, I don't know if it was with the news or the police department, telling them that to stop, America needs to stop bombing ISIS in
So he was
Syria.
calling people on the phone?
Yeah, he called somebody on the phone.
And he was telling them stop bombing ISIS?
Stop bombing ISIS on the in Syria. Then he called somebody else that he knew, and he mentioned that that he was the 4th shooter, and there was 3 others, and he mentioned, I believe, a female name, and that was playing dead, or, you know, because he's saying that she has a bombing vest, and he has one too. And then he said there were 3 snipers out there waiting for cops to come so the snipers would shoot at the cops.
That gunfire erupted. You could hear it from the outside.
Oh my God, they're all shooting back and forth. Oh my God, they're all shooting back and forth.
County, be advised the shooter just left the bathroom. One of the complainants.
County 148, I got eyes on the bathroom, no one's came out yet.
27. In the bathroom, we're in progress with suspects white male, black hair, 7-0 visible. Suspects white male? Yeah, white male, black hair. We're working on confirming signal 0 then. Suspect could be upstairs in the office, advised the outside units.
All we know right now is possibly either
Orange County just updated and said they're possibly upstairs too.
Yeah. 16 Adam, I need a marked car behind the theater, Sable side. Got a suspect in a gas mask.
09, okay, and we need cars south side. Suspect in a gas mask.
11, hold the air 1 second. Cars with that white car in the rear of the lot. Is that a suspect? Yes, we got rifles, gas masks. He's detained right now. I've got an open door going into the theater. Okay, hold that position. Hold your suspect.
321, one of the shooters might be wearing a white and blue plaid shirt.
Copy, outstanding. Shooter possibly wearing a white and blue plaid shirt.
Tag 16, sorry, Tag 21, Denver Tag 21. One of the construction workers said somebody just came booking out of the parking lot. Male, red backpack, that's all they saw, was headed towards Alameda.
Rainbow Baker 81, I'm on Alameda right now. In Baker 81, we have an RP advising a male dressed in black with a black backpack going to the northeast.
Copy, all units on Blue Southeast. Denver Tag 21 stating a male with a red backpack and another one possibly in black clothing headed towards Alameda.
Hey, 230, just a little bit more. Aurora officer's going to give you a little bit more of an update right here. Okay, suspect is going to be a male, unknown race, black camo type outfit, believed to be wearing a vest, gas mask, and multiple long guns.
Copy. All units responding to the theater. Suspect is male, unknown race, black camo outfit, possible vest, gas mask, and multiple long guns.
Your radio to Denver Tag 37. Go ahead with your update.
Updated version, suspect in all black, black tactical vest, black tactical helmet, balaclava, gas mask, full tactical gear, at least one handgun, possible shotgun, and possible one other long gun.
Thornton K201, same traffic.
Copy, Thornton.
Aurora, Rambo, 1 Charlie 61.
670, all the Denver officers need to clear the area on the east side of the theater so they can clear the suspect's car with their bomb unit.
Copy, all Denver officers clear the east side of the theater area.
Could contain a secondary device. I want everybody out of the east lot, nobody else back here. I want this place cordoned off in the back. We're going to need a Arapahoe bomb squad or Denver, whoever.
Copy, all officers, you need to leave the area of the east side behind Theater 9. The suspect vehicle may have a secondary device. Again, you need to leave that area and just cordon it off till bomb squad gets there. And I need cars at AIP.
Cruiser 10, per SWAT, they have everybody on their team inside with masks. If you're an officer without a mask, clear on out of the building. They've got it completely contained and secure.
Copy, all the people that were in Theater 9 need to go to the north end by the fire truck. And Lincoln 25, we have witnesses that left that are saying that they did see the shooter. They do have blood splatter on them. They're not injured. What do you want us to do with those people? Everyone is to stage north of the theater. North of the theater. Everyone stay clear of the east side of the theater. Possible device.
Metro 10, any unit on the back, I know we cleared out, but I need somebody to reconfirm the white vehicle outside the door plate.
Your plate will be 119 Robert Ocean Charles.
Confirm 119 ROC.
119 Robert Ocean Charles.
I'm clear. Metro 10 to people with those key witnesses that were inside the theater, we need to start quickly as possible getting suspect descriptions because we initially got some conflicting information. I want to make sure we're not looking for anybody else.
321, I had another witness say green camouflage pants.
Lieutenant Butler, did you make contact with an agency rep from every agency?
here, and the doctor said that a bomb went off somewhere, so obviously he has good explosives.
Just keep them there for CSI.
2-1 Adam, I transported a victim and then the suspect. It is at District 2.
I'm clear, just keep it there.
We might have secondaries here. I don't want anybody in this front parking lot. Everybody move to the south side, and we'll get the command post down there. We're going to do this down there.
And that's the south side of the mall parking lot or the theater parking lot?
South side of Century 16. If you'd let fire know and all the other jurisdictions know, we want nobody else in the parking lot in front of the business. I want everybody else out and to the south.
Copy all Aurora officers. You need to move to the southmost part of the parking lot of Century 16. Nobody is to be in the front parking lot. Possibly secondary devices are going to be in the front parking lot. Move to the southmost corner of the Century 16 parking lot.
Cruiser 26 and Lincoln 25. I've just got officers surrounded the parking lot, and I'm in the middle. Hey, Stacey, one more time. Yeah, I've been trying my best to keep officers surrounding the parking lot with the tape, so we're keeping those officers here, and I'm in the middle of the parking lot. Yes, we'll need to keep officers on all sides of the building. I just don't want anybody in front because of the cars that are around here. Yep, I'm just letting you know. Like, I think I've got this parking lot secure with all other agencies securing or holding around the parking lot.
Yeah, I don't know if this information has already been put out, but I'm talking to people who've been giving statements. It sounds like we have possibly two shooters. One that was in Theater 8, seated. Another one that came in from the outside into Theater 9. Sounded like it was a coordinated attack.
Copy, Cruiser 49, were you clear? They did find an open door at the Aurora Mall. We have the main entrances covered. We have a perimeter set up. Denver K9 is coordinating the search inside the mall at this time.
Code 4, I just want to make sure if we have the information out that there's possibly two shooters.
Negative, that is new news break. Every unit on Blue Southeast, possible second shooter still at large.
Can you re-air the info on the secondary device?
Secondary device was found in the main lot of the theater. Main lot of the theater. All units advised to evacuate main lot of the theater.
Yeah, when you need it,
Yeah,
Professor Fox. Some of the stuff
when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm saying is that this is really an open shut case when you look at it. It will not be hard for the prosecution to document and prove who the shooter was.